The princess, never ceasing her litany of rage, batted him out of the way with the back of her hand. So accustomed was he to inspiring fear, the demon had no reason to suspect an attack on his frail person. The princess dispatched Ayuz with ease, knocking him to the floor at Hornbuck's feet, where he lay stunned. Mika almost felt sorry for Ayuz. He could have told him that even a demon has something to fear from an angry woman. Oh, hey, everybody. I wanted to talk tonight about the best introduction to the world of Greyhawk, and that is this book right here, Saga of Old City by Gary Gygax. Now, this book came out in, I believe, 1985. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? No, yes, I am right. This book came out in 1985, and it was the first of two novels that Gary wrote for TSR, featuring our hero Gord, um, who starts off as an orphan, becomes a thief acrobat, and eventually becomes one of the heroes of the Flannis. He wrote several other novels under the New Infinities line, but their canonicity is kind of iffy because they end up destroying the world. So, we'll see how that plays out. But in terms of when somebody says, I would like to know what can I get for an initial idea of what the feel of the world of Greyhawk is. I mean, aside from the gold box, which has all the details and the whys and wherefores and so forth, and the beautiful Darlene maps, of course. But if you really want to see the world of Greyhawk in action, this is a terrific book. It really goes to the idea that there's not a lot of monsters. It's almost all of the protagonists here are humans or demi-humans or humanoids or whatever. There's bandits, there's evil guards, there's things like that. There's the head of the Beggars Guild, Theobald. There's all kinds of NPCs that are the antagonists and protagonists here, and there's a few monsters in here. There's a few things scattered about hither and yon, but that I think speaks to the way that Gary, at least at this time, envisioned the way that the world of Greyhawk should work. With, I believe the way he puts it in the appendix is with monsters sprinkled by the pinch and not liberally, or something like that. And it's really a great way if you want to learn about the Renhi, the Barge folk, if you want to learn about the Druids and so forth in the world of Greyhawk, and of course the Thieves Guild and how it interacts with the Beggars Union and so forth. This is a really great introduction to that sort of thing. Definitely get the gold box if you need to know, what are the different kingdoms, who are the rulers, what's the history, that sort of thing. But if you really want to see it in action, the way that Gary sort of envisioned it towards the end of his tenure at TSR, which is it's not all about dungeon crawls. Yes, there are dungeon crawls in the book, and there's dungeon crawls obviously in the campaign, but it goes beyond those into urban adventures and a lot more of what we would now call role playing, where you're interacting with NPCs who have their own goals, and there's conspiracies and there's factions, and you deal with the different things. There's a lot more of that here than you get in accounts of the earliest days of Castle Greyhawk, which was pretty much a standard dungeon crawl, that as we would call it today. But I can't recommend this book highly enough. It's out of print, obviously. There was a reprint by, I believe, Troll Lord Games a bunch of years ago. They did a hardcover version, which I also have, which is also equally hard to find, unfortunately. And I only hope that one day these books can be put in print again, because they're absolutely wonderful, and they really give an idea of how you can bring the world of Greyhawk to life without descending every session into a dungeon crawl. So I would highly recommend, if you can track one of these puppies down on eBay or Amazon or in your local used bookstore, definitely take a look for it. And this and the others in the series by him, definitely highly recommend.